Hello coin collectors out there. Welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. Hopefully everyone is having a great day. If you've been enjoying these videos, please remember to hit subscribe to the channel. That's the best way you can help the channel and stay in contact with future videos that will come later. So in today's video, we are going to look at the reverses of a couple of Lincoln Memorial pennies. Now, the Lincoln Memorial pennies generally aren't the ones you want to come across when coin roll hunting. However, there are some errors associated with them. So the one on top right here is a 1969 Denver Mint Lincoln Memorial penny. Now, the mintages on this coin right here are very high. In fact, there are over 4 billion of them that were produced. There were 4,2,832,000 of them that were made. The one on the back right here is just another one, but it's another kind of random Lincoln Memorial penny, but it shows us kind of a good contrast between the top one and the bottom one. So I want you to focus your attention right here, right where the initials of the engraver should be, right next to the shrubs. So if we look on the reverse, we see the engraver's initials right there. Now I understand that if I had a microscope or a magnifying glass, you'd be able to see this a little bit better, but I believe you can kind of take away the main point of the video even without those, and that way I don't have to worry about messing up the lighting but switching in between as much. So look back here. We see the initials FG. Those initials are for the engraver, Frank Gasparo. And then if we look on the top right here, it is missing the initials. So this one right here is a 1969 D, no FG initials. Now this variety is documented in the PCGS price guide. So if you search PCGS price guide for Lincoln Memorial pennies, you'll see a subsection of the 1969 is the 1969 D no FG initials. Now, as far as the most recent auction results, looking at the 1969 D graded in a brown color, which is what the one on top right here would definitely receive as a grade. Most recently, in January of 2017, one that was graded mint state 55 sold for $35. Now, PCGS has a estimated price guide of $210 for brown mint state 65. So you can definitely get a great return on your investment by finding a 1969 Denver Mint no FG initials. Now, my recommendation would probably be to sell it on eBay rather than going through the process of getting it graded if it's going to be in kind of average condition like the one you see right here. Now, when we flip it over, we've got quite a lot of wear and tear on the obverse of this one, but we see the date on it, 1969D, and then the real point of emphasis is going to be on the back of this coin. Now, there are two main reasons that might have caused this and might have caused other errors, like we're looking at. Well, this one's not really an error, but it's a little bit of a contrast. So FG, Frank, designed these two right here, the reverse of the Kennedy half dollars, and the initials are located right there and right there. So what caused these two different varieties? There are two main hypotheses. One is excessive polishing of the die. So the die needs to be polished because it's striking metal. So eventually it would get kind of jagged or too worn out. So you need to polish it every once in a while. And if you over polish it, if you excessively polish it, then you remove some of the details of it. That's what caused the famous three-legged buffalo nickel error, or the 3.5-legged error, in which they over polished one of the legs completely, and so that removed the leg. And it could happen very easily with the initials as well. So I slid these Kennedy half dollars so you could just see. I'm going to zoom out. Overall, these two coins are in the same condition, except this one right here has a much stronger strike for the engraver's initials than this one right here. So the one reason could be excessive polishing. The other could be a die clog. So a die could get clogged, like in the case with the Kansas State Quarter, and it could get clogged, and then that clogging could break up or kind of dilute some of the details of it. Now, with the Kansas State Quarter, the T in trust is clogged up, so it created this error known as the In God We Rust error, because that one letter was clogged up. So that could be causing this lack of engraver's initials on the back right here. Most likely that clog was due to kind of grease or whatever type of lubricant they have to apply to the die to make it work properly. Now, as far as more valuable Kennedy half dollars that are missing that FG initials, I've got an article to share with you. So this comes to you from Coin World. Back in 2016, a 1972D no FG Kennedy half dollar actually sold for $2,485. Now, that is kind of exciting news because a lot of people don't really focus in on these years like the 1969 Denver Mint Lincoln penny or the 1972 Kennedy half dollar. So pay close attention to your coins. If you've got one that's in great condition, flip it over and check the reverse on it. So even if it's not a key date or a silver or special metal coin, then it could still be worth a lot if the engraver's initials were diluted or missing completely. So that 1972 D Kennedy half dollar sold for a price of $2,485 back in 2016. All right, everyone, that's all I've got for today's video. So keep in mind, if you've got a great condition Kennedy half dollar that's dated end of 1960s or a Lincoln penny end of 1960s, early 1970s, flip it over and check out for that missing FG initials on the reverse. Thank you very much, everyone, and best of luck coin collecting out there. Enjoy!